Hi, my name's Erik Nugent. I'm the creator of the new mouthpiece. This video I'm going to talk about the 4 pillars of the didgeridoo technique and how they apply to Western brass instruments. People you should listen to on didgeridoo are Aboriginal players Djalu Gurruwiwi and his son Larry Gurruwiwi, an American by the name of William Thoren, a Czech player by the name of Andrzej Schmeichel, and the European duo Adeli and Zalem. The 4 pillars are Relaxed Embouchure, circular breathing, vocal multiphonics, and Formant Harmonics. The Relaxed Embouchure does 2 things for your sound. One, it creates a brighter set of harmonics for when you play your Formant Harmonics. And 2, it also reduces the amount of air that you'll need to put into the instrument so that you can go longer times between circular breathing. Watch as John relaxes the center of his embouchure and pulls back the corners to get his didgeridoo sound. There are a lot of great resources on the internet already about circular breathing. One of the best resources that I've found is on William Thoren's website. It's called Wet Didgeridoos, and he has a video of Andrzej Schmeichel talking about how to do circular breathing in extreme detail. It's a great resource, so I'll send you over there, but I'll give you just the basics right now on what you do. When you circular breathe, you have 2 reservoirs that you draw from for your air. When you play normal techniques, you only use one. You just use your lungs. In circular breathing, you divide a little bit of your time between your lungs supporting your sound and your cheeks supporting your sound. Now, it changes the tone quite a bit. Of course, with didgeridoo technique, that's part of it. You use that change in tone rhythmically. So here's how you sort of figure out how to use that at first. You already know how to use your lungs in order to support the sound. Now you want to use just your cheeks to create a sound, to buzz your lips. So all I'm doing is I'm holding my air in my lungs and I'm just squeezing my cheeks to create the sound. Now once you've got that down, you can practice breathing in through your nose while you're puffing and squeezing out through your cheeks. Then, once you've done that enough that you're getting the hang of that, you need to learn to transition between letting the air come up out of your lungs and playing while you puff up your cheeks from that air, then squeezing out while you're breathing in through your nose. With the new mouthpiece, I've made a contoured rim so that it hugs your mouth and pushes down on the corners so that you're less likely to get air escaping from the corners of your mouth as you're circular breathing. This is probably the simplest of the 4 pillars, vocal multiphonics. It's just simply singing, humming, talking, or vocalizing at the same time that you play. To start, just make some noises with your voice while playing a note. Next, hold out one note with your lips and try to harmonize with your voice, going from the root to the major third to the 5th and back. Finally, try singing the 5th and then moving the voice and the note on the instrument at the same time. By combining different harmonies with the voice and moving around the fundamentals, you can get very creative with vocal multiphonics. The fourth pillar for Western brass instruments is Formant Harmonics. Now this is the thing that when brass players attempt to play didgeridoo, they almost always leave out. It's sort of the biggest mystery to the Western brass world. And what it is you're creating overtones by making a very bright sound with your embouchure, like we did in the first pillar. And then with that bright embouchure, you then take your mouth and you filter out the parts of the brightness you don't want and amplify only the part of the brightness that you do want. So you have that fundamental tone. I borrowed the word formant from classical vocalists. When they sing a certain pitch with a certain syllable, they hold their mouths in a very specific shape to get the optimal resonance for that sound. And with the didgeridoo, we're doing the same thing. We're shaping our mouths in order to get the optimal resonance for these higher overtones. Now when I do formant harmonics, I'm not using my voice at all. This sound is not being made with the throat. This is being made by controlling the shape of the tongue. It sounds like this. Imagine my fist is a very dark note. It has very few overtones, right? And then you want to make a bright note, so you put a whole lot of overtones. So a dark note, oh, and a bright note, oh, ee. All right, when ee, you have all those bright overtones up there. Now, I'm going to take my mouth, and instead of oh or e, I'm going to sweep through the harmonics in order to try and pick out specific ones. So, and that sounds like. And you see how when you combine the use of the tongue with circular breathing, you can get a very interesting timbre changes as you play. Another great way to visualize it is this pillow. Imagine that this pillow is your tongue. Okay? When I'm playing a low, dark sound, oh, without very many overtones, the tongue curves like this and creates a hollow. And then as it comes up, it presses here and here against the palate of the mouth, and a channel stays right down the center that allows the brighter overtones to come through. Traditional brass mouthpieces all have a constricted bore right where the cup reaches the shank. My mouthpiece is wide open all the way through in order to imitate the acoustics of a didgeridoo, allowing those formant harmonics to really shine. So those are the 4 pillars of the didgeridoo sound for low brass instruments. I can't wait to hear what you're going to make out of it. I'd love to have you guys post what you've got online. You can even post it on our Facebook group, and we'll share it with other new players all over the world and people who are interested in the new mouthpiece.